Good day, boys. Today we're gonna be talking about the diet that got me lean. Alright. So diet can either make or break your system. It's not a question that it could either make or break your performance in everything that you do in your life. So for example, if you have two people and they both regularly eat lunch at the same place and at the same time, the one person orders his meal at McDonald's, and so he always eats McDonald's. Always gets the Big Mac, always gets the fries, chicken, right? And you have the other person who has pre-planned meals and is eating a lot of meat, a lot of fruits, and a lot of dairy, right? You could imagine that the second person is probably jacked. He's probably good, right? So who do you think is performing better? Obviously the first no. Obviously the second guy, right? So the second guy eats more natural foods and basically has a better diet overall. Now let's get into the reason why having natural food diet is better for you rather than processed foods. All right. So back to the first person that we have over here. It's not his fault really. It's not really your fault that you may have been eating a really bad diet. It's because the modern food industry is really filled with bullshit that doesn't help you. Like for example, we have the food pyramid. It prioritizes grains and vegetables over meat, dairy, and all those other good stuff. But if you think about it, what did our ancestors mainly eat? What did cavemen mainly eat? Meat. They hunted. So our gut evolved to eat meat because that's what we've been hunting for years, right? Now, tell me, why is it that the food that we've been eating for millennia now is put at the very top, at the second very top of our food pyramid list? We're just basically like discarding them or disregarding it, right? Why is it that what we usually eat is being discarded for foods like grains or foods like vegetables? Food that has only been introduced for the past 50,000 years during our pastoral area, right? And not only that, the modern food industry has a lot of processed foods in them, foods with chemicals that you wouldn't want to be in your body, but you're just really not aware of. So, for example, most processed foods have this ingredient called xanthan gum. You're putting gum into your body, and the effects of it is that it really blows up inflammation inside your body. It reduces your hormonal balance, and it's just really, really, really bad for your health. But at the same time, you're unaware. You're unaware, of course, but it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault really, because the modern food industry has chosen to prioritize chemicals, processed foods over natural and whole foods. Go against the tide and then start eating how we should eat, and you'll see you'll become extraordinary. Like what Marcus Aurelius said, you're not meant to join the ranks of the normal. You're meant to join the ranks of the insane, or something like that. Okay, so hopefully by now I've convinced you to stop eating the junk that we have in our modern food industry. Let's actually talk about what you should start eating. Right, so if you go ahead back in time again during our caveman days, what did we eat again? We ate meat, we ate dairy, we even ate organs, right? We should reverse the whole pyramid and basically put meat on the bottom at the widest section. Then we have dairy, then fruits, then we disregard vegetables and grains. That is the modern diet that got me lean as fuck. Let's talk about what this diet can do for you. Processed foods and basically what you've been eating all this time gives you so much negative effects. Like what you said before, it disrupts your hormones. Santan gum disrupts your hormones. It increases inflammation. At the same time, if you eat a lot of grains, a lot of carbohydrates, you know that feeling where you want to sleep after eating? That is not normal. We humans should be working 24/7. It's not normal to feel sluggish after you eat. That's basically because your body has taken a lot of carbohydrates and sugar, which increases your insulin, and that's what's making you feel like you want to rest. Your body is just too focused on absorbing carbohydrates because it's not used to it. It's having a hard time digesting carbohydrates. It's having a hard time digesting grains. So, bad effects, brain fog, hormone disruptors, insulin increasers, anything bad. So, what does the whole food diet do for you? First of all, is it actually fixes your protein and your fat intake, so it optimizes your hormones. At the same time, it helps you hit your caloric goals. Meat is filled with vitamins and it has a really high nutrient profile. Of course, we're eating from a live animal and nothing processed. Fruits are insanely good for carbohydrates because, once again, they have really high vitamins, huge amounts compared to grains. Like, huge. I don't think rice even has vitamins, right? But imagine you get all your carbohydrates from fruits and dairy. You're basically eating superfoods, right? Instead of grains that's just meant to fill your stomach and for you to sleep more throughout the day, right? So those are the benefits of eating natural foods. Now, those are the benefits of natural foods. Now, we're going to be talking about the action steps for you to actually start taking action. Look, I don't want you to watch this video and just skip to another video. I want you to start taking action right now because your future self depends on it. Let's start. So, remove all processed foods from your diet. Order processed foods. Go to the supermarket, and if you're getting something that has two or more ingredients, discard it. If you see that it has only one ingredient, you keep it. And if it has two or more, you discard it. So, replace your food with meat, with dairy, with fruits, and with honey. We get our protein and fats from meat. We get our carbohydrates from fruits, from dairy, and honey. That's what we should be doing. And basically, cutting out processed foods shouldn't really be that hard. It really shouldn't. Really shouldn't be that hard. It's basically like replacing a bad habit. So it's actually easier to replace a bad habit rather than to cut it all off. And that's what we're essentially doing. We're replacing the bad habit. We're removing processed foods, and we're keeping the intent in mind that if we replace these processed foods, our body's gonna start performing optimally, like how it should be all along, right? So this is basically what we're doing. We're basically just replacing the processed foods in terms for natural foods. And this would blow up your balls and everything. Like, for example, if you consume 5 or more eggs a day, holy crap, eggs are the most nutritious or one of the most nutritious foods that you could be eating right now. And they're so fucking cheap. They're cheap. Like um I could get one carton of eggs for 235 pesos, and it has so much beneficial nutrients, it has so much vitamins. We have the high amount of protein and fat per gram. We have we have testosterone boosters. We have good cholesterol in it. So once again, how do we start taking action? We take action by replacing our processed foods with whole foods. You get into a diet of meat, dairy, fruits, and honey. Protein comes from meat. Protein and fat comes from meat. Carbohydrates come from fruit, dairy, and honey. You're all set. Those are the action steps. Start taking action right now. That's about all you need to know for this video. I thoroughly believe that you could help yourself in the process and start taking action right now. Just imagine yourself in the next 2 or 3 weeks with better performance, and that will boost you. Just remember to keep the goal in mind. That's about it again. My Gcash will be in the description if you want to help a brother out. And that's about it. Stay young, stay healthy, peace, love. I hope this video is still recording.